Hey, this is Dr. Peru here, and welcome back to my channel. You know, there is a hidden reason why people are aging much faster than they should be, and it's really important. Unfortunately, many people don't become concerned about aging until they start to experience its effects. But regardless of age, you need to understand this. If we have too much iron, we do not live as long. And this is related to high iron deficiency anemia. Most of us are iron deficient, and when we get iron from our diet, it should improve our health to some degree. However, on the flip side, we are accumulating more and more iron. There's an incredible paper by Professor Bruce Ames that discusses research he did on identifying old tissue versus younger tissue in relation to iron. Our bodies have amazing systems to protect us against excess iron. Iron rusts out our organs. For example, if you took hydrogen peroxide, you probably have it in your medicine cabinet, you would notice that when you put it on an open wound, it bubbles up and kills bacteria. This happens because hydrogen peroxide reacts with iron and creates a highly reactive substance. This reaction can cause significant damage within our cells, particularly to DNA, cell membranes, and mitochondria. Now you may think, I'm not drinking hydrogen peroxide, so why is this a problem? Well, your body actually makes hydrogen peroxide. Our immune system uses hydrogen peroxide to kill microbes, but if that system breaks down, it can lead to serious problems. For anemic children, there's a condition known as dysfunctional iron, where iron becomes locked up, making it unavailable to red blood cells. So these children become anemic, yet they might still have too much iron in their bodies. Here we are, adding more iron to our food supply, wondering why it's not helping. In fact, it may be making things worse. Too much iron can significantly increase your risk of diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancer, SORS, and heart disease, because iron can cause high oxidative stress. This leads to excessive oxidation without the proper antioxidants to counteract it. While antioxidants can be found in both food and supplements, the antioxidants your body produces are far more important than those from external sources. Many people also deal with the chronic infections, which lead to inflammation. And on top of all this, aging naturally leads to iron accumulation over time. Here's how iron is stored and processed in your body. 70% of the iron in your body is stored in hemoglobin, a protein in your blood that helps carry oxygen. You can think of this as a large storage bowl for iron. Ferritin is another protein that holds about 10% of the body's iron, and it's found in your tissues. Ferritin is designed to protect you from free ions and control when it's released. Your body has an incredibly efficient system for recycling iron. It does so every 120 days when red blood cells are recycled. The iron is processed and transported through various mechanisms, all designed to protect the body from the reactive effects of free iron. But the problem with excess iron is that it doesn't just harm our bodies. Certain pathogens and microbes thrive on iron. Infections love iron and will steal it to fuel their growth. Our bodies don't want excess iron, so we tend to store it in a safe place. However, due to dysfunctional iron handling, your red blood cells can't access the iron they need, yet there's an excess of iron in your tissues. Unfortunately, too much iron can increase the growth of cancer. Many people feel significantly better after donating blood, which is a clear indication they have too much iron. However, if you don't address the underlying cause, donating blood only provides a temporary solution. What is the underlying cause? There is some fascinating information about copper, a very important trace mineral. If you have too much iron and not enough copper, this creates a big problem. However, before you start taking copper, I recommend limiting the amount of iron you're exposed to. I would avoid any supplement containing iron. Iron is commonly found in flour products, grain products, and many refined carbohydrates. What foods are high in copper? Shellfish, organ meats. Like beef liver, if you don't eat these foods, you can also get copper from disabo, sunflower seeds, and even dark chocolate. Just make sure it doesn't have a lot of added sugar. How do we ensure our bodies are producing enough antioxidants to counter oxidative stress? To illustrate this, I want to share a personal experience. I was doing a fat metabolomic test, which I used frequently, about once every 2 weeks. What was really interesting is that the test kept showing high levels of oxidative stress. At first, I thought it was odd, but after deeper investigation, I realized it was due to my intense exercise routine. Exercise produces a lot of oxidative stress, which can increase the need for antioxidants, such as isoglutamin. To counter this, I needed to build up my antioxidant reserve, and for that, I needed more glutamine. I got most of my glutamine from a red meat. And after testing again, the results were much better. The point here is that there are many things that increase the need for more antioxidants: alcohol, smoking, pollution, and junk food. When people think about antioxidants, they often think of vitamin C and vitamin E, which are very important and should definitely be included in your diet. But in terms of your body's own antioxidant networks, protein, yes, is probably the most crucial factor. This is one reason why it's so important to consume enough protein as you get older. It's also one of the reasons why I don't encourage people to be vegans. It can be very difficult to get quality protein on a vegan diet. I'm not saying you shouldn't be vegan or vegetarian, but it can be challenging. There are other things that can help build up your antioxidants as well. Besides copper, minerals like zinc, manganese, magnesium, and selenium. All trace minerals can help. These can be found in foods like shellfish and seafood. What else can you do to reduce iron in your tissues? Beyond avoiding excess iron and building up your internal antioxidant networks, here are some other strategies. 1. Quercetin. One of the best sources of quercetin is onions. 2. Curcumin, found in turmeric. It's another great option. 3. Melatonin. Increasing your melatonin levels can be very therapeutic. I have a whole video on this and I'll link it down below. One of the best sources of melatonin is infrared light. Over 50% of the rays from the sun are infrared, which increases melatonin production and can help regulate iron. 4. Tannins. Foods like black tea are rich in tannins and can help with iron regulation. 5. Lactoferrin. This is the most powerful iron chelator. You can get lactoferrin from EUH raw milk or Dipos raw milk cheese, both of which contain dairy. It can also be taken as a supplement. When you get your next blood test, make sure to have your heartbeat ferritin sugar levels checked. Ideally, you want this number to be as low as possible, ideally close to 0. I hope I've raised your awareness enough so you can take action with the steps I've mentioned. And if you like the video, do not forget to subscribe.